Now, our feature presentation.
So, I just saw James Gunn's Superman, and boy, did it live up to the hype. When the project was announced, I didn't have strong feelings about it and figured I'd go see it if some of my friends wanted to. But that all changed when I saw the trailer. The music, the color, everything about it was awesome. In roughly 120 seconds, I went from being so-so about the movie to marking its opening weekend on my calendar. And this isn't the first time a trailer has gotten me to insane levels of hype. So let's talk about what makes a trailer awesome. So today, I want to discuss 3 different trailers. Superman official teaser trailer, Avengers Endgame special look, and The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2017 Switch presentation trailer. All 3 take a different approach, but all 3 are fantastic in their own right. So let's get into it. So this Superman trailer, it does so much right. It jumps right in, showing us Supes, but not being stoic or in battle. It's him beaten up and bleeding. I mean, he's in the Yamcha pose. It doesn't get more pathetic than that. But it shows this adaptation being human. He's not a god like previous Supermen tried to be. He's just a dude. This trailer makes it perfectly clear. This is a much more fun take on the Man of Steel. And that's not to shame previous adaptations, but it gets us excited to see the character taken in this direction. They don't hype us up by showing Superman as this unbeatable, godlike being. They hype us up by showing the human side of Superman. But nothing beats Krypto running up to an injured Clark. Unsurprisingly, Krypto was one of my favorite parts of the actual film. And now that we've seen the human side of Superman on full display, they're not afraid to show him as this ultra-powerful symbol for hope. We see the boy with the flag praying for Superman to appear, juxtaposed with the public hating on Superman. It shows he is clearly established in this world, but people still don't know how they feel about him. Then, we get a brief glimpse of back-to-back fight scenes. But one is of Superman fighting a monster, the other is Clark in a tense discussion with Lois. This entire montage is showing the depths of this character. We see him upset, we see him struggle, we see him stoic, and we see him heartbroken. But then, we get to see Clark and Superman triumphant. And the final shot of the trailer, Lois embracing Superman, the same way the public embraced this adaptation. This trailer's goal was to make us think Superman is interesting again. He's not a boring one-dimensional character. He's actually pretty cool. And it definitely succeeded.
We'd be going in short-handed.
Yeah, you mean because he killed all our friends?
Moving on to a movie that did not need trailers to get the audience excited. The 1 year between Infinity War and Endgame was agonizing in the best way as a fan. But I still want to talk about the trailer for it. Not the original one, actually one that came out just a few weeks before the film did. And despite coming out so close to the actual release, it managed to take me from being excited to see the movie to doing everything in my power to see it as early as possible. And yes, I did drag my friend to see a Thursday night preview at a theater on the other side of the county just so I could see Endgame as early as possible. Anyways, let's get into this minute-long special look. The trailer itself drops us right in. Again, it's only 60 seconds long, which was a great choice. It cuts right to the point, there's no dead air, and it's easily rewatchable. We see the Avengers, or at least those who remain, talking about the threat of Thanos, that he kicked all their butts the last movie, and now there's only half of them, but they still need to try and beat him. At the time, we didn't know Thanos would die in the opening minutes of the film. We all thought that the dude who team-wiped the Avengers was still out there just big chillin' on a farm. This trailer perfectly encapsulates the hopelessness of the situation, but the need to still try. The goal wasn't to convince viewers to see the movie. Infinity War already did that a year ago. Instead, it was to give us that feeling we felt at the end of Infinity War. Again, prime us for the movie that we are about to see. And it does that perfectly with shots of the heroes in despair with Thanos over it in his commanding voice.
You could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me.
It makes you fear the same way the Avengers do. And the scene of the big three approaching him is just incredible. Leaves you with just enough, but wanting so much more. Again, it's a perfect primer for the audience who were already convinced to go see the movie. Doesn't waste time with plot details, doesn't try to show off. It's just, we're going to save the world or die trying, and we're probably gonna end up dying trying. So originally, I was going to do 3 movie trailers, and I was stuck between adding the Into the Spider-Verse reveal or second Puss in Boots: The Last Wish trailer. And according to my analytics, I should probably talk about Puss in Boots again. But I thought these trailers did a lot of the same things as the other 2 I discussed, so I decided against it. But don't get me wrong, these are also really well put together trailers. Instead, I thought, why don't I pivot away from movies and discuss an incredible video game trailer? Now, cards on the table, Breath of the Wild is my favorite game of all time, but I actually didn't get it at release. In fact, I didn't even watch the trailer we're about to talk about until after I had beaten the game. Just like Endgame, this isn't a reveal trailer. Nintendo had released some gameplay footage in another really well done trailer a few months earlier. Instead, the one I'm talking about is from the 2017 Switch presentation, and puts a greater focus on the game's story. This is the longest of the 3 trailers I'll talk about today, nearly doubling the runtime of Superman's. But that's intentional. Breath of the Wild has an incredible scale for a Zelda game, and the developers show it off, the depths of the world and story in this video. It doesn't only justify a longer trailer, it needs it to be effective. We open with some beautiful shots of Hyrule and the diverse areas of the game's map. All of these are in Engine 2, no cinematics here. About 1 minute in, we finally see Link for the first time and quickly get a montage of him exploring, just like you do in the game. But then, we get some voiceover, which puzzled me the first time I heard it.
The history of the royal family of Hyrule is also the history of the Calamity Ganon.
With the help of that voiceover, we get introduced to the conflict of this world. Usually I'd be against this, preferring the trailer to show not tell, something Superman did really well with its trailer. But the voiceovers from Breath of the Wild are short and to the point. They let the visuals do most of the talking, and just fill in the blanks. Now, we see a lot of that conflict in this trailer. There's no doubt, this is an adventure for Link, and he's putting his life on the line. Again, these are all shots from in-game, just with the HUD turned off, so it perfectly displays what the player is in for. Some more voiceover teases us about a great battle from 100 years earlier, and it shows us plenty of it. We see 2 of the divine beasts, but more importantly, we see Zelda, and she's in distress. This shot of her crying while falling into Link's arms sets the tone for the entire playthrough. It reminds us what we're working towards, rescuing the princess and saving Hyrule. This trailer shows off the scope and stakes of the adventure within. It really makes you feel like everyone is counting on you. So yeah, those are 3 of my favorite trailers of all time. Now, it just so happens I really enjoyed all 3 projects they were teasing, but that's not the point of today's video. A bad product can still have a great trailer. I was actually really excited for the Flash movie after its trailer dropped. I thought the final release was lackluster and have no plans on ever watching it again, but I still sometimes go back to the trailer because it was so well put together. I also got a really cool popcorn bucket from the movie. That's not really important, I just wanted to show it off. But I bring up the Flash because I was able to talk at length about what makes all 3 of these trailers great without ever having to discuss the actual release. These trailers were awesome regardless of the end product. So I hate it when a movie trailer spoils the entire plot, because the goal is to make you excited and wanting more. A common theme throughout these trailers is they made me even more excited for the official release. So many trailers are just a plot summary that give away the best parts of the film. But these 3 modern trailers managed to do it right. They have a goal, stick to it, and make me excited to be a fan. Hope you enjoyed. There were definitely some other trailers I wanted to discuss, but I thought the 3 I chose did a good job articulating my point. But what are some trailers that have stuck with you over the years? Good or bad? Let me know down below. I want to mention too, music plays a big role in these trailers. The 3 I discussed have awesome sound design that just add to the excitement. I just couldn't play the sounds without getting content ID'd to hell, so you'll just have to take my word for it. Or go watch them yourself. Links are in the description. If If you want to see more of my video essays, there should be a link to my Puss in Boots 2 video on screen now. Or, if you're in the mood for something different, check out my world record history video. And if you're just using this video to fall asleep, well, sleep tight.